All right, I've got my sound is like all borked. What is going on here? Why is it so loud? Okay, that's a little better. It's not as loud, but now it's too soft. Maybe 8 is just right. Oh, I need to post on Instagram. Why is Instagram going, like when I repost a story, it's going black in the background. Usually the background looks really cute. I need to post this. Oh, I like that new post. Woo! Oh, no, come on, get bigger. Yee! There's that one. And now I need to post a story for Halloween stream. All right, so live. We're live. I need a live sticker. There's a good live sticker. Make it big. They keep on moving the link sticker on me. It's frustrating. HTTPS. YouTube's okay, let me actually, so you're not just staring at the opening screen. There we go. I need to do a little, I'm coloring a live notice a little small. Let's make this a little longer-ish. And I need an extra stickum, a point. Ooh, I like that. All right, there we go. Good. All good. I did like a triple swipe on my, instead of just one swipe on my comic, I did a triple. I was feeling overzealous last night, I guess. All right, so I need to close this and we're good. So, earbud. Sharon, hello. Happy Spoopoween. Happy Spoopoween to you too. I'm coloring. Oh, but first, we must save file, save as. This is $33.19. $33.19. There we go. Spooky time in Cozy Town. There we go. Boop. Boop. Campus Daycare had their annual parade and they came through. Oh, that's so wonderful. I love seeing it. That's my favorite part, is seeing all of the cute costumes. Let me see. I think last year I had a really good witch doctor. I mean, and the kid was, gosh, he was maybe 10, 12. I don't think he was quite a teenager, but it was an elaborate witch doctor costume. And I thought that was pretty cool. I wasn't expecting to see a witch doctor, but hey. One of the parents was like, it's the coloring. Oh, I'm so glad. That's a really great idea. I think what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to go ahead and make everybody, well, I've got you back here who's not quite, you know what, I'm just going to select all. We're just going to do it this way. And then I'll come back in here and let's push you back a little bit with a little bit of a different minor color. They're all dwarves, 1 through 5. Aw, that reminds me of this, pardon me, I choked on some water earlier today. I'm still trying to get over it. One of the cutest cosplays I saw at the booth over the years, this one couple, oh, I swear she was maybe just a couple weeks old. Not maybe weeks, maybe a month. But they dressed her up as a little Moogle, and she had the cutest little fluffy white costume, and then the little Moogle, whatever, the ball thing on the head. Oh my god. That was the cutest. And there are a couple other baby cosplays I saw that were really fun. But that's the one I always remember because I was just like, oh my god. And she was asleep and just so sleepy. And that was one of the fun ones. I saw, I don't know what, I guess it was in a family account or whatever, but they had, I saw, I think it was a reel of 2 toddlers, and they each had like it was a dinosaur costume, and it wasn't quite T-Rex, it wasn't quite Velociraptor, but the parents had turned the wagon into the Velociraptor enclosure, and they put like Jurassic Park stuff around it, so they looked like 2 little Velociraptors inside the enclosure as they were going trick-or-treating. I thought that was cute. Incredibly clever. I think last year I saw a lot of, I really like it when I see the more creative costumes that are maybe a little bit homebrew, not, you know, just walk into, you know, Target or whatever and get something off the shelf. I saw a lot of those last year, and I was really excited to see that because I love seeing the creativity. And I feel like for quite a while that those just disappeared, because when I was little you didn't really I mean, kinda, there were some options you could buy in the store, but I mean, my sister made some of my costumes. My mom made my costumes. Oh, well, and for many years, we recycled this, oh God, this one clown set, like she had gotten for my brother and sisters. So they had worn it over the years, and then I had to wear it. I hated that costume. Oh my goodness. But apparently she sewed it from scratch, so that's why it lasted so long. And I was so excited the year my sister helped. Actually, she did most of it, but she made me a giant M&M peanut M&M box, and so I went as a big peanut M&M candy box one year. I was so excited about that one. And one year, I think I went. I think for the first junior high dance that I guess maybe I was 12 maybe 13. I did Wicked Witch of the West, and I believe I even had a prosthetic nose. I know I had the green face makeup, and I went all out on the nose and the actual, makeup, character makeup. But that's really like all the rest of it that I can remember. I feel like I've leveled up a lot in my speed. I feel like, whoops. I think that's what I've gained this time through Inktober, is a speed boost, a speed stat boost. Dee, hello, welcome to the stream. Thank you, Sharon. Welcome, Dee. How are you doing today? Do I want to, I feel... So when I do this and highlight the eyes of a character... Man, that's not really much of a highlight. That would be more of a highlight. Let's see if that'll work. Maybe. Almost makes him look like he has a mask on, though. This reminds me of an interview I saw with Angelica Houston, and she was talking about how when she was playing Morticia for the Addams Family movies, they always had this spotlight on her eyes, and kind of like it was literally a spot that was out there, just like a bar of it aimed at her eyes, so her eyes would glow. And she was talking about how once production wrapped and she was going out to do other projects, it was it was kind of startling to not have that shining in her eyes because she had to adjust for so much. But that's kind of what I think of when I'm doing this. I'm just like, I need this. Is it going to look right, or is this going to be a Morticia situation, or... Get rid of that. Whoops. I feel like we have to make sense whatever we're doing. So if we don't make sense, then that's not good. There we go. Maybe. I feel like this is, ooh, that's bright, but maybe not so bright. Maybe let's just give it a subtle little kick. There we go. Oh, things are going pretty okay. I haven't, let's see. It's hard to believe that gosh, it's a whole month gone again, and it was, you know, the Inktober month, which is, now I have 31 more paintings that I've done. Got to figure out tonight's painting. But it's it just slows, it doesn't slow down, it goes so fast. I saw a joke, yeah, it would have been a joke, but if you want to slow down time, drop down to the floor and hold a plank. That will definitely slow it down. And you know, I kind of feel that way. I feel like exercise, or even if I'm going in a walk, it truly does slow down time. And I don't know, it's hard to quantify in words, because it really, to me, it feels like a slowdown. It feels like I got more out of those minutes than otherwise. And it's just interesting to me. Especially seeing, you know, if you open up your phone and you get on TikTok or Instagram, time can just disappear. And that's probably the most frustrating aspect of those apps for me, because I'll be like, okay, I'm gonna just, and now I understand, because I see I see some people make the stipulation like no scrolling before bed, and I can definitely see where that's advantageous, and how I would probably, I probably should give myself that rule as well. But like the other night, I was like, okay, I've got, it's 11:30, I'll just, scroll for 15 minutes to wind down, and all of a sudden it's, 12:30, 1:45, and I'm like, where did this time go? And it's scary how fast it disappears, especially on those apps. And all right, so let's go ahead. I'm just gonna go ahead and get all of my characters. Do I want to do that? I feel like I'm going backwards, because if I color them all in before I color in the background, I won't be able to see what's behind them, and it'll be more difficult. However, if I group the background as one piece, I can... that actually might work. Let's go ahead and do that. I'm just going to deselect all of my characters, and I'm going to come in here and hit the background. I'll also deselect you. I'm just going to go ahead and group this, and then with this I'll send it to the back so everybody's still standing on top. But I can come in here and now have the entirety of this area, and I could also use this for other things later. So these are good things. Just focusing on one thing at a time. Kind of like that earth tone. Let's go for it on my little pathway, and maybe I'll do a gradient. So I got the official notice email from Adobe. What was it, earlier this week? I think on Tuesday. They are officially sunsetting their streaming program on Behance. I'm like, yeah. I figured when I got 0 answers on my tech issue that you pretty much had washed your hands of that idea. It was no longer shiny and chrome to the board, and therefore I think they'll keep it open until December 31st, and then it's shut down. I guess they're shutting down their server interface. So that brought me to a little bit of a... I was kind of thinking, I mean, I know Twitch is having its own problems, but I didn't know that OBS now has a multi-stream kind of solution. So I could stream at the same time on Twitch and YouTube and I mean, I guess, well, here's the problem with streaming on Instagram. I would love to and to do this on there, but I have no way to monitor the chat. When I do stream on Instagram, which is quite rare, I have to have my my camera mount. It's like a little box and then an arm, and it goes up, and it's kind of like an elbow, and you put the phone here and it shoots straight down, but I have to have it at a level where I can kind of peek my nose over and read chat as it's coming through. So I haven't found a better solution to that, because I like to maintain interaction and acknowledge people when they come in, and especially when they ask questions. And I just haven't found a good way to do that. And I know that I feel like it was a year or more ago that they had some sort of a creator tool that they introduced, but it was on a beta. It was kind of like a closed beta, invite only testing grounds, that you could actually use OBS to connect to Instagram and stream that way. And that way I could use like my setup and kind of maybe make, and I don't know. I had it figured out. I would have it streaming on OBS. I would have my desktop here. I would connect that way and then be able to watch. Oh my God, that was my back. Whew. I'd be able to watch chat live, either having the stream showing on my laptop over, not my laptop, my iPad over here, or up here somehow. Oh, my goodness, that was a twinge. I think I kind of messed up my back a little bit in one of the workouts. I've been trying to not stress my lower back on it, but it's those little twinges wake you up. Yeah, I've built up my core because I used to have a ton of back problems, and like especially with my lower back, and it really kind of started like maybe in the, I would call maybe the mid 2000s, somewhere around there. I did something to my back, and where I think I went in and I actually had a steroid shot or something, but it was such as that I couldn't straighten up. My back would twitch and kind of make me ball up again. And I couldn't fully kind of sit back. And that was like the first big uh-oh moment that I had with it. And I've been just trying to do core exercises and get that strengthened up so I'm not, if I'm lifting boxes or doing something, I'm not relying on my back or pushing my back, and you're not supposed to anyway, but if you don't train that stuff, you kind of do it, without thinking about it. But I need to start doing some things with it again. I was pretty good on my stretches before bed, but I kind of have gotten pretty lax with that, so I just need to start doing it again, because that more than anything helped. Have that, and let's do something. Is that too dark? That could be nice. Let's try this. Ooh! Yes, that'll work. All right, let's address this little pumpkin down here. So he's kind of like a foreground fella. Go over here. Yeah, I don't think I'm doing that right. Let's try that. Whoops. It looks like he's rotting at the bottom. I don't know if I like that. I had to replace 2 of my pumpkins. But I got the best deal. Oh my goodness. So, the best deal for pumpkins here by far is at H-E-B. And the closer you get to Halloween, the better the deal is. And I mean, so I got those pumpkins initially, like maybe in the first 2 weeks of October. They have them out in September too, though. So, how many did I get? I did about, I want to say I got at least like 10 or 12 or so for $100. And I put those out. I got little gourds too, but I filled up a shopping cart with them. And most of their deals were like $5, $7. The bigger ones were like $12, $13, and then they had the huge monster pumpkins for like $40. And I was like, okay, no. I found the biggest ones I could for the $10 range, and I did like 2 of those. That was the first run, and one of them had rotted, and I noticed when I went to check on the pop-up inflatables, but it's just like, okay, I need to replace that one. And then I found a couple of the gourds that had breathed their last already, so I went back, and they had the jack-o'-lantern pumpkins in, which were just a shade smaller than the giants. I mean, it was something for me to get those out and get them into the cart. $7.98 each. And then I got one of the giant white pumpkins too, and that was on sale, I think for $10. So I think for like $25, I was able to get these giant 3 pumpkins that almost themselves filled up the cart. And so I replaced the dead ones with those. It looks really good. But yeah, I just couldn't believe the deals. I was like, okay, so I'm already planning and thinking, like, are there going to be any big ones left? How am I going to do this? Because it's really kind of a feature of the decorations in the front, or the regular pumpkins, kind of creating a pumpkin patch out of these flower beds. And then I have the inflatables scattered kind of in between them. And I had lost a couple of the big ones, or one of the big ones, actually the big one on the right hand side. So I was hopeful I could find one at least as big, and I found one twice as big. Actually 3 twice as big. So that was cool. I'm always excited to find a good deal. But yeah, if you go to Cornelius or anything, Cornelius is the big, like, it's the nursery. You can kind of find anything that you're looking for, all of the rare plants and stuff. They usually have those in, and they're the one that they turn their entire floor into a pumpkin patch, and that's where I sometimes take my plushies for pictures. And of course I do buy, pumpkins when I'm there using their patch for a background, but for the same amount of money, you'd maybe be able to buy 2 pumpkins or 3 pumpkins, not like 12 or 13. So, but they have all the funky ones, like the turban, like double stacks, and all of the gourds that look all, knobby and like they came out of a witch's garden. So, you trade it off. I forgot to do my draw behind. I think I'll leave this. I may do some mixture of grass colors. I think I will do a mixture of grass colors. Of course, I can always change this if I want to. I feel like I have fallen behind on I haven't watched nearly as many scary, spooky movies as I usually do. Tonight's gonna be Hocus Pocus. That's kind of my thing for Halloween. But I know I'll need at least 1 or 2 other movies, so I gotta figure out which ones I want to do. Do I want to? Yes, I do. Notice that I am totally not drawing behind, so let's flip that over. Here we go. I was gonna watch the let me see, the new M. Night Shyamalan one, the Trapped one. I've heard that the first part of it's good. It's where this I think well, one thing I heard is that you watch most of the good parts of the movie in the trailer, but the plot is this guy goes to a concert with his daughter, in which it actually turns out to be a kind of a trap for a serial killer, because they think he'll show up there, and the plot twist that you get pretty early on is that, oops, he's the serial killer. So it's kind of like a game of cat and mouse. And then it kind of goes off the rails, at least that's what I've heard. And that tracks with M. Night Shyamalan movies. Some of them tend to, actually a lot of them tend to go off the rails, but I have not minded some that people have really not cared for. But let's grab this, and I want to join all of these haphazard pieces I've put over here. Where's my Pathfinder? There we go. And I'm thinking that we can do a nice little gradient. I don't want to make it the same as the ground though. So let's come in here and let's just think about this a little bit and maybe play around with my colors. And maybe the direction of the light. Oh, maybe. Alright, and I do need to pick some fun colors for the leaves on the trees. So I'm thinking definitely reddy, orangey, yellowy, golden goodness. So let's just start with, that's bold. That's a bold choice. Let's go in here. We're gonna do boop and a boop. Let's see what we can do with this. I want to delete this one. And now let's bring this to the yellow world. Alright. Let's see if we can work with these. That'll be fun. I'm gonna capture these on my swatch deck so I don't miss them, and then we're gonna cut these out. Just gonna, nope. There we go. Alright, let's go back into Mr. Trees group here. So I'm going to use, let's see, I'll use red as the base, and then orangey, and then the highlight will be the yellow. I might have to push this red. In fact, I think I am going to have to push it a bit darker. a bit more saturated and maybe a bit more purple. I'm going to add that in just to create, yeah, all right, I think that might work. And I can still use this nice brighter color too. The Ren Fest over the weekend, which was a lot of fun. Although the the time to get there is definitely in the morning. The gates, I believe, open up at 9, and I got there a little bit after that. And it was so nice just to have no crowds. And by the time I had gotten around to the entrance and had seen everything, it was about, getting towards lunchish, like 11:30ish, and it was definitely picking up for the crowds. And it was becoming kind of not enjoyable because there are just so many people everywhere. But I got some good shots. I was able to get there's this pavilion that has the jousting arena. And it looks like a little bit like a Roman Colosseum type. Well, yeah, kinda. A little bit like a Roman Colosseum. And I was able to get it without anybody in it, just in the bright blue morning sky. And I also brought a venture flute in there. So I've got some video I can put together of that, and I will put together of that, but I was able to get a lot of really pretty shots that I think you wouldn't normally get if you showed up in the mid-afternoon. Yeah, it was really nice, and plus it was cooler. Once that afternoon sun hit, it just was kind of getting a little bit toasty. I'm just going to be lazy over here. Okay. But yeah, it was nice being that it was cooler and the sun hadn't hit yet. And they have this garden area that's really beautiful. I think it feels like a space that they didn't quite know what to do with. They had like this little slither of land that went behind a large section of the fest floor where they had the usual booths and stuff like that and attractions. And they had like a I don't know if it's a man-made little stream or whatever. It kind of feels natural, but it's running through there. So what they did was they created a little bit of a nature walk, and they have these little alcoves where you can go in. They've got benches, and they have different statues and art pieces in there. And then they also have plant displays. And at this time of the year, it's not as lush as I imagine it would be in the spring or in the summer when a lot of those plants are blooming. But they do go through during the cooler kind of fall, and this is when, you know, the Ren Fest is going on. It's typically in the fall, but they plant mums and they try to pretty it up a little bit and kind of add some color in there, and it was really nice. And they also have a little hidden arena back there for some events. There was like a dog show and some other things that they had kind of tucked back there. And so that was a lot of fun, just to, and there was nobody there. So it was nice to just walk. In years past, it was a line of people just kind of walking through there. And this felt more like a walk in the woods that you get to enjoy without a lot of crowds, and just kind of take your time, take pictures. So that was nice. And I saw, let's see, what else did I see? Oh, I saw they had a petting, now this petting zoo area has been there, and I've seen it before, but I feel like they added the elephants. There were 3 elephants there, and you could do elephant rides, but apparently you could also get pictures with them. There was a lady and her daughter, and they train the elephant to get low to the ground, kind of like they're just on all fours. They put their feet down and their back legs down, and so their head is kind of on eye level, standing level with regular people, and they were there taking pictures. And then they got, I guess they were having their breakfast in a shower because they were spraying them with the hoses, and they were just loving it. It was really cute. I think they had a camel there. Camel was definitely having his breakfast. I feel like I can get away with this darker red under here, like maybe just in this section. Then again, that would be the only, well, let me just play around with it and see what we can do here. All right. Got a little bit of darker in here, although I feel like this needs to be. I don't quite like that where it's closer to red, but I feel like that's better. And I feel like these are a little too... I feel like these are a little too close to green, even though they're not even that close to green at all. Push it more towards green, that'll make it worse. But what if I push it towards the light? That makes it not good either. Yeah, that's definitely not good. of it. That seems to be a little bit darker than this. Actually, it's a little bit lighter. And I wanted to use I was using this in the foreground, but maybe a more crunchy grass color would be good, but I feel like that would be way too close to here. So let me just see what we're looking at here. Whoops, definitely not good adherence to line art. I feel like that could work. Let's do that, and let's bring it to that deeper green so I can get a little gradient in there. Just do a gentle procession down, and I think I'll handle these. I can handle these blowing leaves now. And then I'll do it over the top once everybody is colored in place. I'll put the falling leaves and additional shadows and stuff in the grass here, because I know I've got 3 characters sitting here. I don't want to even spend the time to draw on all these shadows when I know they're gonna be like right in front of everything. However, I need to draw something for this tree. So if I have the light coming from this direction, the shadow's going to go back here. So let's go ahead and do that. Just follow it over here. And maybe I'll bring it up this trunk back here. I'm getting super ambitious, and this probably is not a good idea, but let's draw it down something like that. And let's make it a little bit purple. I like that, but I don't like it. I don't like it on top of the line art. Do I? Come on. Oh, you went on top of all the line art anyway, because I'm not doing this inside the line art itself. Okay. Okay, let's just do it this way. We're gonna go back and we're gonna bring you forward. There we go. Lovely. And now let's see how that looks. Not too shabby, because that's already in the back. And this is in front. I kind of like that reddish purplish. I think it works. I could even go so far as to include some of it over here, maybe. Okay, so I've just made this a total moot point here. because I've covered everything up with different colors, except for this little piece here because, well, all right. Oh, I like that. Darn it. Darn it, darn it, darn it. So what, okay, hold on. Let's just do a little experiment. Nope, not with that. I feel like this is going to get me the same place that I was before. Yeah, nearly so. Nearly so, but kind of like it. I like the purpley. Roll with it. Back out. Let's save first. Yeah, because see, look, I've got their shadows here. It would have been a total waste of time for me to do anything. Maybe just about right here to show this is a little bit fluffier grass. But I can do that later. All right, let's address this tree over here. And we'll be doing just about the same as I did on this one. Except I want to do, I'm just going to do, let me just pick a color over here. Let me just do this gray. For whatever reason, when I'm using the pencil tool and trying to add to the shape, it doesn't in the blob brush. So let's say I want to do this. I can pick up the blob brush, have this selected, and it will add to it like that. But if I have this filled with a gradient, it will not do it for whatever reason. And I've never been able to figure it out. Now there are exceptions to that rule because sometimes I'll do it and I'll be like, oh, okay, I don't have to fix it. But there's no rhyme and reason to it, so it's not a functionality if I'm, filling with gradients that I can rely on. So for situations like this where I know I'm going to have a lot of pieces, I just fill with a solid color and do the gradient fill later. It could be something to do with my equipment and how the drivers maybe are interfacing with Illustrator, but I have no idea for sure. Kind of like the same thing with if I'm drawing with my blob brush at a really low point size and I do a shape like this, it automatically cuts it off and like skips just for half of the shape though. It'll, like if I'm doing grass, it'll cut it off like that, or it'll skip through and ignore, almost like it doesn't have a point to, it has to skip from one point to another because the size of the brush is so small and the canvas is not big enough either. I don't know, something along those lines causes the skip. And I've experimented at larger sizes too, and it doesn't happen there. It's just when my point size on my blob brush is super tiny. Seriously, stop popping me out of my mode. I'm just clicking off of this shape. Halloween gremlins are affecting the tech. They are. It's Bomb-chan. Bomb-chan is in the building and in the OS and in the motherboard. And she's playing jump rope with the cables. Alright, so now, Catherine, hello, welcome to the stream. I hope you're having a lovely day today. I am coloring some trees. Is that the way I want to go? Yeah, because I have light. I'm gonna say like this is a path going through kind of like just like maybe a copse, is that the right word, of trees. So I've got shadow over here and shadow over here, so light is streaming through this opening in the middle. So that is how I'm justifying my light source. And I believe that will go well. Open to adjustments if it does not go well, which it has many a time. Alright, so what do I want to do? I want to do the same colors I did over here because they're fun. But how do I want to make the pieces? I feel like I did way too much work the first time when I did the entirety of the tree shape and with the base fill. So how can I work smarter? Now, the problem with working smarter in this case is the way I built this up uses the base shape on the bottom. So let's just do it and not complain about it. How about that? And I can do, you know what will help is if I do this the way I did the tree. I can come up here and make segments and then just pick it up and join it later. It's a little difficult to get this. I'm following all these crazy little lines here. It's a little bit tiring, and the longer I go, here's another quirky thing with the pencil tool. The longer the segments like this I'm drawing, I feel like it lags quite a bit. So it'll, if I drew around this whole tree, by the time I got to the end, this pencil tool would be, and you can see, I don't know if you can see it. Probably can't because you can't track it with how I see the pencil tip going on the physical tablet, but it's laggy a little bit towards the end of these longer stretches. So that's another reason why it's good to just do this in sections. And it also seems to skip a little bit more and, you know, leave, kind of take advantage of its own interpretation of the input, which is not what I want it to do. I would like it to follow where I have the stylus. Not say, oh, hey, I thought you wanted this point here. I'm like, no, I don't. I really don't. I want the point where I told you to put the point in the first place. How about that? Zoom, zoom, zoom. Let's plan where I want my thinking, of course, I know I'm going to have it here, but I want to maybe do like dark purple up here and maybe down here, but have a little bit of lightness over here. I think that could be pretty. And then here I'll pick up with the orange going throughout here and the yellow. I like that. All right, so let's grab a pretty purple. And I'm just gonna do this way. Whoops. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Blue. Sections. Oh dear. You did not join your many pieces of pink. Now we did. Send that to the back. There we go. All right. Sure. All right, so what I wanted to do here was maybe kind of scooch the purple out here and then scooch it maybe around here. All right, and so what I'm thinking, maybe here. And then I want to maybe do something like this. And show it little. And maybe I'll make this lighter. Maybe that could be a good way to bridge that. So let's see. Let's make this maybe 40. Ooh. And let's do it with this too. So we're kind of having this little gradual go into a darker underside of the tree. And these areas where I've gotten wiggly with my lines, I can fix those. Yep, nope. Nope. All right. And I'm about at the moment where I should, nope, I need to do my orange, my O-line. So let's see. I kind of want to have a nice little peek out of this pink. I know that the final thing, I got to keep this border in mind. I see all this pink up here, but it's not going to be on the final piece. So I want to make sure I integrate some of it in here. And also over here, some happy little orange. And then I can go in with my, whichever color I decided to end with. This looks so green to me. No, green. It's over here. Green's over here. It's more red. Maybe it's just, I don't know. Just gonna let it be green for a minute. Wait a minute though. That's kind of cool. Oh, no. I need to use this. 40%? I guess so. Be pretty, just some. Okay, now for my shadow. And I'm thinking start here and maybe come over here. I know that I'm blocked by that pumpkin, but he's going to be sitting on top. Just bring this over here. I'm going to, let's just bring this over here and follow these lines. And now, since I have everything where it should be, there we go. And if I need to, I'll fix it. Nah, I should fix that. That kind of looks weird. How about that? Okay. All right, jumping out, I can do some grassy business over here. Let's just grab that, and I'm going to drop this in here. I'm getting all wiggly with these lines. This is not good. Oh, this is going to be difficult. Alright, whoop, nope. I messed it up. Like that grass to be colored like grass. There we go. And maybe it's not going to be too awfully bad. It still kind of looks, yeah, I did a trash job on that. Let's fix this up. And that is a little push on that point there, and let's fix this mess. Go. All right. All right. Landscape is complete. And now, yay! Well, actually, it's not complete because I have a floof back there in the background, but I am gonna save. Oh, I love these tree colors. I feel like I need to reduce the orange here. I need to be a little bit more, yeah, because I really like how I have more pink, and really the only pink I have here is there. So let me go in while I'm thinking about it and just edit that real quick. And I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go rogue on top and do a little something like that. And I'm gonna bring it forward. There we go. Actually, let's do a little bit here. Let's just kind of play in there a little bit. I might these should be reversed. Reverse it. I need to draw it in like I am. Like I'm drawing with orange, but I'm not drawing with orange. The orange is what's on top and the pink is what's underneath, so I need to do that for this too. A little bit. I'm doing it again. A little bit of a reversal of the way I'm thinking here. Is that okay? That's okay-ish. Alright, I'm gonna leave that for now. And let's look at, let's save first. One more thing. I'm never gonna stop messing with this tree. I would like some of this nice stuff I put over here. Maybe. There we go. And now let's push that. There we go. Just a little peek. Just a little peek. All right. That's a lot. Yes. Yes. All right. So now, Now let's address this little floof back here. And I'm going to have to do something different with these colors. I wish I could take a group and edit as a group and desaturate it a little bit, but I guess I can do that just thinking my way through it. I can just take each of the colors and make a version that would fit on this location a little bit more, because this guy is behind the others. The line art is a little more desaturated, so it has the appearance of being further away as you get closer. You get more saturated colors, and as you get further away, the colors desaturate, and depending on where you are, the lighting, usually it pushes towards blue. All right, so let's see. What's my base color on my tree? Much more saturated here. So why don't I just take this and push it up? And I'm going to take this and I'm going to push it up. We're going to make a desaturated version of this gradient overall. And I'm also going to add that to my thingy. Yeah, I love these colors. They're so playful and fun. Oh, heck. I don't need to be as precise with this guy since he's behind everything. But I don't want to be completely sloppy either. It might be better to just do I'm just going to do a full flat fill, just so I can see things better. I'm not worried about this at all because it's already behind. I have this group set behind everything else. So this bottom area I'm not too concerned about because this grass in the front is going to come up and clean up that edge a little bit. There we go. Gotta remember where we put our tree branches. That's good enough. Let's select this and let's join all those pieces. And now let's apply my little gradient, and we're gonna do like just a touch, like everything. Well, yeah, let's just do a touch like that. And now comes the fun part where I figure out how to desaturate these super saturated colors. I'm gonna push this up a little bit and push this up a little bit, and then maybe It may work. We'll see. Let's just fill it in and see. Might be easier and better for me to not put so much detail in on this back tree, now that I'm thinking about it, because it is in the background. So maybe I won't copy. Dokie. Now I'm going to grab this color and I'm going to join all of that so I don't have to mess with a bunch of different shapes. And then one thing I do want to do with this is let's see, down there a little bit. I want to do some shadowing. Oh, whoops. Probably be useful for me to do that. I wanted to do some shadowing on the trunk front. All this can go in front now. Just some light stuff. I know this is going to be oof, all in one. Holding my breath a little bit there. I want to see how this looks just with this offset color, no shading. I might go through and do one level maybe, but let me see how this looks. It definitely looks in the background, which is what I intended it to be. Now the question is, do I add more? I feel like I should leave it the way it is because I want the attention to be on the characters here. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay. I know what's going on. I have the coloring not in the group of my line art, so this little shadow is cutting over. Okay. Is that? It makes things easier when I group characters and group elements. If I've got a big illustration like this, if I didn't do that, it would make it really difficult for me to get in, you know, do elements like this. I'd have a heck of a time cleaning up lines too. Because I've got, you know, all of these lines going together behind this thing, and then what if I want to move my floof around a little bit? I see all these lines. I mean, I can move him around a little bit to make him in a better spot, and this allows me to do that. And then all I need to do is come in here and make sure that his line right here isn't really... Let me just go back to where he was. Alright, there we go. I'll move him around later. I don't like how that's all coming together, but I'll figure that out later. So now let's go to mouth. And again, I've added some stuff in here that I'll probably go in and erase because it's kind of interfering with these characters a little bit. Drawing really small. Let's not do that. Let's not mess up our eyes and mess up our back. Let's be kind to our eyes and our back. Real pumpkin. Really? It would have been better if I had all that's left is Momo, Coco, and Boo. I can take care of Boo real quick. Boo is super easy. Then I do a version of this almost to white. And now for Momo and Coco. Let's do Momo first since she's the one on the back and Coco is on top with her paw. So I want to make sure this is drawn correctly. I usually always start out with her mittens and her socks. And I'm not sure why I do that. Especially when I haven't drawn any shadows, but that's okay. I'll do shadows later. Let's see, what color? I usually draw her with purple witchy outfit, but let me draw her fur first. All right, and here we go with purple. Oh, I know what I can do. What did I use? I used this purple, didn't I? Okay, I know what to do. But I use the colors that are in the trees on her cap, and I'll go ahead and make the band of it yellow. And then I'll come through with the red and the orange and the deep purple. Oh. And of course, we need deep purple underneath. No smoke on the water though. I don't know if that would be right. I think I should probably... Oops. Let's make it make sense, because the light is going to be shining off of the top. Bring this and this. Whoops. Got to put shadows in her ears. There we go. I like that. I like that it echoes the colors in the trees. It's a lot of fun. And then Coconut is in her, last but not least, we've got Coco in her pumpkin costume. Alright, so I'm going to fill in, let's do it the right way first. Let's do shadows. And then that'll be it for the stream today. Head and put this under here at the underside of her hat. And of course where this is coming in. And now let's do her face. Okay, this is gonna be, I'm gonna have to be a little tricky on her. Well, I won't have to be tricky, just I'll have to be choosy on the orange for the pumpkin. Nope. Oh, okay. I was mistaken. I thought that I had a little spot there that I needed, and it looks like I forgot a spot on her shoulder over here. Let's go ahead and just do that. And then I'll grab this again. Put that in there, and now I can fill in the white of her fur on her shoulders and arms and footers. Go. Got out of my lines a bit there. It's not good. And now her face fur and footer fur. There we go. And now all that's left is the hat and pumpkin costume. And then for the underside, I'm gonna do maybe a, shoot. I wanna do this. How that looks. Almost looks even with her. Go in here. Select this, and we're just going to make it darker. Did I do a gradient for Gordy? No, but let's see how this pumpkin color looks. Bright! Very bright. Give her a few sparkles. You can be a sparkly pumpkin. A little glow. Maybe ooh, that's a lot. I'll leave it. Yeah, I need to get rid of the blur. Push that. And last but not least, we need to choose the sky color. I'm kind of leaning towards something. This'll do. Whoa, that won't do. That's, wow, almost makes it look like nighttime or dusk. Let's do a little gradient here. Let's maybe take, I'm gonna do this and then maybe do this. Let's see how that does. Just a touch. And now I can have fun with all of the leaves. So saturated on my desktop. I just hope it will come through on all of the saves. The good thing about this is I should be able to go through and adjust these leaves if I want to, because I've got, let's pick up that pretty bright And then a little bit of yellow, the right yellow. Change my yellow at some point. And then the super fun part, let's blow this up. Oops. Got the red, and let's blur. This is gonna be like a super This is going to be like a foreground effect, or at least that's what I'm trying for. Maybe that's too long. Let's make you smaller. I want these blurs to be probably a little too big. Let's try that again. Yeah, too big. All right, let's save. Go. Oh, I need some sparkly magic around Blue the Ghost. Let's just do that real quick. So let's take this, and I'm going to change the color. Actually, let's just grab that. Oops, I don't need to grab that. I want to grab that. It's probably too much too. And now let's take the blur off, and I want to do some sparkles. A little small. Here we go. Save! Whew. All right. Well, that's that, and I'll cut this up and make some wallpaper versions of it, and I'm super happy with how it looks. I love the colors on the trees. I might go in, actually, let's just do that right now. I wanted to do a little cleanup on I know that needs to go. Now we're good. All right, so that'll be it for me today. I'll go ahead and cut this up and post it as, well, it'll be a double daily actually. I'll post this and then I'll post my painting later. But yeah, I'm really happy with the colors. They're bright and fun and very, very festive Halloweeny, and I've got all the characters in here, and yeah, I'm excited about this one. But yeah, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your Thursday and a happy, happy Halloween. I think I'll be a little bit more back to normal on streams. It's just Tuesday seems to have been collateral damage a lot of weeks because I've had a bunch of stuff to do on Monday, and also my Tuesday comic posts have been struggling because of all of the doing a painting on Monday plus all of that. So plus a comic plus everything. So should be back to normal after Inktober is done, and I'll have less work on my plate doing that. But I'm glad I did the challenge because it was, it's always good to just challenge yourself and stretch your muscles like that. And I feel like I've gained some speed, I've gained some confidence in my lines, and just ability to get things done quicker. And I feel like in my actual painting, I'm getting the inks to be smoother and am overcoming some of those kind of watercolor artifacts. Like if you let paint dry too fast, you get those lines. But anyway, but yeah, so that'll be one post today. Yeah, double daily. My daily painting is usually in Inktober, and then this will be a second one. This will be today's a double for today. This will be 3319 part 1, and 3319 part 2 will be the Inktober. So, but yeah, let me get over here. I saved. All right, there we go. All right. Thank you again so much for joining me, Dee, Catherine, Sharon. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Any lurkers that are hanging around, I'll be back on Tuesday, and we'll be doing some stuff. It's probably going to be prep for Christmas product prep. So that'll be fun. I'll be working on a tote and some other stuff as well. So. But yeah, I hope you have a great rest of your Thursday. Happy Halloween and have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you next time.